Hi lovelies, my name is Raphiat and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this crowd-pleasing, show-stopping cake. It's a very simple recipe and by the time we are done with this video, you're going to be like, where has this recipe been all this while? Everyone on my Instagram went crazy over this recipe, so please keep watching. So first off, I'm going to be starting with my bowl, and to that I'm just going to pass about 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour through a sieve. In addition to the flour, I'm going to add some baking soda, baking powder, and of course some salt. I'm just going to shake the sieve so that the dry ingredients can pass through. There are different reasons why you should always pass the dry ingredients through a sieve. Not only is this going to help you get rid of clumps, dirt and anything like that, it is also going to help you incorporate air into the dry ingredients, which is very important when you're baking a cake. So set that aside and let's continue. So now all I'm doing is I'm just adding some butter to my bowl, then I'm going to go in with some sugar, and now I'm just going to start mixing. Ordinarily you can use a hand mixer for this or a stand mixer, but this recipe is a very simple one, so I'm not going to be using so much equipment or anything like that. We're keeping it really simple such that anyone can recreate this amazing recipe. Mixing the butter and sugar together should take a few minutes, and once you're done with that, go ahead and add the eggs. But when adding the eggs, make sure you do this one after the other, one egg at a time, so that you don't overwork the batter and you incorporate the ingredients gently. So add one egg, mix, and then add another egg and mix. So repeat this process until you're done working with the eggs. Now I'm just going to mix everything together, trying so much to incorporate air into this mixture because that's what it's all about. So now I'm adding some coconut flavor. You can use any other flavor of your choice, but this is a coconut based recipe, so I added coconut flavor. And now I'm going in with my milk. You can also use coconut milk in place. And now I'm just going to add the dry ingredients bit by bit. This is another key thing to note when baking a cake. You are supposed to add the dry ingredients little by little and not just going in with all the dry ingredients at a go, simply because you do not want to overwork your batter at all. That is something that is not good at all when baking a cake. So add about half of the dry ingredients, mix, then add the remaining half and mix again. Also, when mixing, you're more like flipping the mixture together, turning the mixture in one direction slowly, not in a very fast manner, because if you do that in a fast manner, you're going to overwork the batter, and this is going to lead to your cake collapsing or your cake not being properly mixed because you've already overworked the batter. Now, the secret ingredient I added to this recipe that made it turn out amazing is this Real Fruits coconut chips that I recently got from Real Fruits. It is a brand here in Nigeria and you can always get yours from them. These coconut chips, they're amazing, and I use 4 variants for this. And let me quickly show you what they look like. So this is the first variant I use. This is the unsweetened and it's really nice, very flaky. And this is the chocolate. If you love chocolate, this variant is for you. I also use the honey sesame variant, which is my favorite. I love this one. It tastes amazing and it has this really nice sesame flavor. And then there is caramel flavor that is also amazing. All the variants are lovely. And hey, you guys, they are running a promo currently, and it's a promo where you get 6 of the variants, 6 packs of the Real Fruits coconut chips for just 5,500. And guess what, you'll also be getting free delivery to selected locations. So I'm going to put the link to their page in the description box of this video so you can reach out to them and get yours. Trust me, these products are really nice and I totally recommend them. All I did was to crush the coconuts just to get them in smaller pieces, and I'm going to add them to the batter now. You can actually add them in full, but I like them to be in smaller pieces like this. So after adding the coconut chips, go ahead and stir the batter gently, and when doing this, make sure you allow the coconut chips get well incorporated into the batter so that everything looks good. So now let's quickly prepare the baking pan we're going to use for this. For this, you'll need some melted margarine or butter, all-purpose flour, and a brush. And for this recipe, I'm going to be using a Bundt pan. You can use absolutely any kind of baking pan that you have. It doesn't matter, you're going to get the same results of a really nice and tasty cake. So today I'm using a Bundt pan, and all I'm doing is to apply some margarine into the Bundt pan. You can also use melted butter, like I said. Vegetable oil will also work, but I prefer using melted butter, but of course any one you have will do the job. So make sure you generously apply this margarine into the baking pan so that you can avoid any form of sticking. Now sprinkle some of the all-purpose flour into the baking pan. You can either dust the flour in the pan just the way I'm doing, or you can use a brush to do this. I prefer using a brush because it makes sure that the flour and the vegetable oil or the margarine can get into absolutely every corner of the baking pan, and no matter the kind of pan you're using, just repeat this process and you are good to go. So after that, I'm just going to transfer the batter into the baking pan. Do this gently, and once I'm done with that, I'm going to use my spatula to spread the batter all around the baking pan. So if I was using a loaf pan, I'll do the same thing. A round pan, a square pan, I'll repeat the same process, making sure that the batter has gone all round. And coating your baking pan before getting it into the oven will make sure that the batter, the cake, doesn't stick to the pan and it comes off easily. So make sure you tap the pan to get rid of excess air bubbles and go ahead and bake this. And I'll be baking at 160 degrees for 45 minutes, and after that, this is what we have. So what I'm going to do now is just to get the cake out of the pan, and I'm just going to cover it with a plate, then flip over. But before you do this, make sure you allow the cake to cool for about 10 minutes after baking before doing this. And this is what we have. First of all, I love the light brown light golden color that this cake has. It looks really good and I can't wait to dig in. It looks really good. But before we dig in, I'm just going to quickly prepare a glaze. So set the cake aside and allow it to cool for a few minutes. So for my glaze, I have confectioner's sugar, what is also known as icing sugar. I added a little bit of milk and a little bit of coconut flavor. This is a coconut based cake. So now I'm just going to apply drizzle that all over my cake. I'm going to put the details of the measurements and everything you need to know in the box below, so don't worry about it. Drizzle the glaze on the cake as much as you can handle. I like to do mine on medium level, but you can cover the whole cake with the glaze or just use a little glaze. It all depends on choice. So now I'm just going to top with extra coconut chips, because why not? I mean, this is a coconut based cake, so it makes sense to add more and more coconut chips. You guys, this cake is beautiful and I cannot wait to try it out. And let's go ahead and slice our cake and see what it looks like inside. And please guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and all the good stuff. So now let's go ahead and cut our cake and see what it looks like. So give it a gentle slice and let's see. After cutting the cake open, I really love how well distributed the coconut chips were in the cake, and the taste was lovely. It had this really fresh coconut flavor that I know you will love when you try out this recipe. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye bye.